Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is an account update. So I am doing a trading challenge and I am just recording my journey of taking a 250K account to $1 million. So we started this account with 100K in deposits, January 1st-ish in 2025. I wanted to record and be completely transparent about account and a trade and show you how I do it. Not necessarily how I do it, but just show you that this system works, this millionaire mentorship system works, and that it's a really great strategy. And I trade only the trades from that system in here to show you my results. So we deposited 100K. I was going to take it 100K to $1 million. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to record this for that many years. Let's go from 250K to $1 million. So I made two other deposits of another 100K and then 250K. We started trading really lightly in mid-Jan. So we didn't really do a whole lot in early January. In here, the market was sort of at a high point and I was like, I'm going to tread really lightly. We had a market fall off in February, right after I started trading. We had the tariff situation. So it's been really interesting to trade between then and now. I will tell you also, when I started the account, I said that I was going to run a lot of diagonals in here as a diagonal spreads or poor man's covered calls. You guys might have heard them discussed that way. I don't like that name because it's actually not what I do. I do something different than the poor man's covered call. But if you want to try to understand from a certain level what I'm doing, reference that trade. It sort of will give you some insight. So what I do is buy leaps, invest in leaps, and then I sell calls against those leaps. So what you're seeing in the first few months here is that I'm investing in leaps. I'm investing in leaps in companies like Apple and Amazon and some ASTS, which is sort of more of a speculative growth stock. Costco, big leap in Costco that I bought for $10,500. Ionic and Walmart. So I'm running tons of diagonals here. What ends up happening with the diagonal spreads that I start with, the leaps that I buy, is that I buy them for 2 to 3 year periods of time. So they are very expensive. So it takes a lot of premium coming in through the calls I sell against them for this account to start breaking even. That is normal. That is normal for this strategy. It's going to look like I'm losing money for an extended period of time, but I know I have to be patient because I know how the strategy works. So we are now, just so that you know, we've gone through this huge market sell-off. We started, our gross deposits that we made are 250K. And today the account is retraced to 236K. It is not at the all-time high. The market isn't at the all-time high that it was when we fully invested in our 250K. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that we need more premium to come in, or we need SPY to go sort of back up to the 6,000 marks to just easily break even. Okay. I will also just let you know that you can go through the rest of this video and you can see all of the trades that I'm doing. And if you're really smart, you'll be able to you'll be able to figure out what I'm doing. But I'm doing a mix of selling the wheel to get into stock ownership. I am setting up credit spreads and laddering in and out of them. Those you may not be able to follow along with and understand unless you have an education in advanced options and advanced options theory, which you can get in my millionaire mentorship program. And you'll see that I am selling I'm setting up these diagonals. Okay. So that is generally what I'm doing. I can tell you also that this account has made $21,000 in premiums so far in this 2.5 month period of time that we've been trading. And everything in my mind is going very well, very well. So enjoy. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments. Okay, I'm doing a quick check-in on this account that I started with the balance of 250K in January. I started adding money gradually. In January, it started at 100, then we made it 200, then we made it 250K. So we started trading this account very slowly at the beginning. To come into the market very slowly. That's one of my beliefs. You don't go into cash and spend all your cash at once. You enter the market very slowly. And then during that time, we had this huge market pullback because of tariffs. So that was a bit challenging, but of course we have to trade the market that we're in, not the market that we want, right? So here we are in May 13th and the account balance is now 238. We've taken in a significant amount of premium between then and now, and we're getting about like 5 to 7K per month. I think this month we'll get about 8K at the end of the month on premium income on this. Again, a lot of the strategies that we are running here are these diagonal spreads, which do take an upfront investment. Originally, I said that would take usually about 3 months to pay off. With the market that we're in and how we had this big dip, I expect it to take, more like 6 was my update last month. So here we are on sort of like a market update, up day, excuse me, and the balance is at 238. These are the open positions in the account as of now. If you guys want to subscribe as I make these trades on X, that is available to you. I am Women Options Win on X, on Twitter, and you can go there and you can see these trades posted like either the day I do them or the morning after. So these are all the open positions. As you can see, I'm trading this like pretty aggressively. I'm really comfortable with everything that is going on in here. It's looking very good to me. I'm not using any margin right now, and I have 13K available in cash. So I will take you over to the individual trades so you can see the trade log, and we'll get over to that in just a second. Okay, I'm just going to take you on a tour of the tickers and all the closed out trades and the trades that we've got open in this account. So we're going backwards in time. So we're starting on May 12th and going down. All right, so we're rolling out a lot on Apple because we want to reach our cost basis, which has been sort of difficult to manage, but we'll get there. It's not a big deal. This account is large enough that I can keep rolling out and up if I want to. Which is one of the things that's really nice about having like a larger account size is that it just gives you more flexibility to sort of have shares be under a covered call for an extended period of time and still take income in on other strategies. So that's one of the reasons why I always say that it's so much easier to make money on a larger account size is because when a stock rips off on you, then you still have other things that you can do. So there is that. And then we were also rolling some puts to try to avoid assignment because that 240 strike price is like, it's up there. I think we're at Apple is like 211 today. So we're inching up there, and I'm rolling that out I'll be rolling it out to probably like Christmas time and seeing if I can close it then or potentially roll it into next year in 2026. So that's a trade that's lasting a whole lot longer than I thought it would, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. So just like a ton of rolling. I'm also buying shares at strategic time points so that I can use those shares to cover off on covered calls that I have, which is a strategy that I use. So I will call my broker and I will say, hey, can you attach those shares to that cost basis on that trade? I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's kind of May. I am doing like a video right now closer than a month because I'm going to go on vacation in June. So you're not going to hear from me in June. You're just going to have to like wait. You're just going to have to wait. Okay, so I think you're going to get 2 videos this month and none next month. And then I'm going to hit you back up again in the middle of July. So you've been warned. Here are the trades on Walmart. This isn't too exciting. I'm buying some shares here because Walmart is really staying in this little range that I like right now. So what's the deal with Walmart? I bought shares at sort of like the 96 or got assigned somewhere around the 96, 98. I've got a bunch of covered calls going on. One is going to expire this week. One next week. It looks like these things are going to be called away potentially. And if they're not, I will love that because I can just wait for them to expire and sell like another cover call that's right at the money and collect some great premium. So I'm really liking Walmart. I got assigned puts when the stock market tanked, right? But we're right back to where we need to be with those. Amazon and Apple are taking more time. So that is the status update on Walmart and the trades that I did in this last month. Okay, now we'll move over to Amazon. Lots of stuff going on here with Amazon. So we're rolling. We're also because we're also selling a lot of diagonals now. So we're selling the calls on diagonals here on Amazon, which is great. Walmart we just did, but Walmart is completely maxed out on, I have calls on all my shares and all my diagonals. So I'm very happy with that. Amazon now has shares on all, calls on all the shares and all the leaps as well. So I'm loving that because that is just an income generating machine. And we're just rolling out some of these puts, the 220. I think this will completely be fine by the end of the year. And we're buying some shares to strategically cover off on some of these covered calls and put assignment on some, what I'm doing essentially here is I'm buying these shares on dips, right? The 190, 25 shares, and the 25 at 207. So when my shares get called away at 210, I will make a profit on the shares that are at the 190 and a profit on the shares that are 207. And even though I have other shares that I bought at like say 220, I'm going to call my broker and I'm going to tell him, hey, use that lot of 25 shares at 207, 25 shares at 190, and I'm going to buy more shares and assign those to that covered call that I'm selling for 210. So that's what I'm going to do so that I'm not creating a loss, because I don't want to create a loss because I don't want to get into an issue with the wash sale rule, where if I want to take a larger loss later for strategic reasons come tax time, that it'll leave me in a good position to do that. So that's like some advanced finance stuff that you can get good at later. But that's why I'm doing this, to give you some more information. Super quick on Costco. What I'm doing is I started selling calls against Costco. So that was awesome. Love it. Getting income from that. I made it a diagonal. I owned a leap before. The leap is still underwater by, I believe, about $2,000 on the purchase price, but we've collected a fair amount of premium on that. So that's good. Okay, I am setting up spreads on Ionic like a crazy person, and it's going really well. So here is a call credit spread. This one is going great. It's, here we got like a $417 profit essentially. I was able to close out some puts. It's just going like a dream. There's so many different kinds of trades in here, but I am running a lot of diagonals on this. I'm selling covered calls on this. And then I'm selling put credits, setting up put credit spreads and call credit spreads. So you can see just kind of how well this is going. Here I've got a little put that I closed out after I reaped a lot of profit from that. I'm going to take you over to ASTS here in a second, where I'm doing basically the same thing with this stock, that stock. This is working really well. Okay, so here is ASTS. Again, spreads, doing spreads on it. I will ladder in and out of these spreads if need be. I had some shares assigned where I had to sell those shares at $24 a share. That's totally fine because I bought those shares previously for something like 22. So I made a nice little cap gain there. Yay. But yeah, this is kind of like the overview of the entire account. Every trade is here. The total account value is like 231, I believe, this morning. So we're still a little bit underwater. As I said in the beginning, when I started this account in January, I thought it would take sort of like 3 months to start turning positive if it was going to. And it is now May 13th. Okay. So since we had the tariffs happen, I also said when those did happen and there's this huge market sell-off that I think it's going to take longer for this to turn positive because that wasn't something that many of us foresaw coming because we're not psychic. Okay, so I'll continue to keep you updated, and I'm going to give you like a summary right now of all of the income that this has made recently. Okay, so I have my fancy bookkeeping here, and I realize it seems a little bit messy, but when you learn how to ladder out of trades, it kind of gets that way. So anyway, what we have here going on is we have this Costco loops. I think I said earlier, like I think I'm like $2,500 underwater on the diagonal right now, mostly because the leaps is underwater. But that stock is sort of doing really well right now, so I'm not concerned at all about it. And I've made $16.54 in premiums so far, so that is pretty rad. If you just go up along here, you're going to see records of all of my trades, the roll-ins, the rollouts, all that kind of stuff. I track everything. I'm very meticulous with this kind of stuff, and it frustrates me when I can't figure out a trade I did because I forgot about it the next day and I come in and organize this. But tracking these trades is super important. So on Ionic, we've got 1693. We've got $4,600 made on Amazon. We've got Walmart, 2,913. Apple, 4,739, ASTS, 969, and then Costco, 1654. This totals on this page to $15,648. I'm gonna write that down, $15,648. Okay, now, what we have on the second page is trades that are completely closed out. They're done. We don't have to think about them anymore. So I moved them over here. You guys remember I used to highlight this stuff in blue and keep them on the other page. I'm gonna start moving them just over here when they're done, since you guys now understand how we do this. But we have $5,612. That is banked profit. We're never going to have to worry about these trades being over ever again. So the total, the grand total on what we're making so far is $21,260. If you can remember correctly, what we are doing is we started trading this in January. For the first 2 weeks of January, we started with a 100,000K account and we did not do anything. We just waited. Then we started gradually going into this and we added more money to our account in February. So we got to like 200K in February and we were trading very lightly then. And that was sort of like a lighter month. We've had 2 months of heavy trading during a dip and we've managed to get $21,260 in premium. And so if I really think about that, let's say it's like 2.5 months of revenue here. So divided by 2.5, that means we're making about $8,500 a month once this account is up and ticking and running. And that's what we're looking like we can do. I'm not trading margin on this right now. I could and get better results. I don't know if I want to. I have yet to decide that. I think I need more stability in the market to feel comfortable doing that. But, you know, these are the results. This is how this is going so far. Like, I feel really good about this. It's going to take some time for that account value to go up. That is normally really, I mean, if we got a bull market, it would be up right now. We just haven't had a bull market through this entire thing. So timing with options and getting into it isn't something that you can control. That's okay, because as long as you stay in the game long enough, you're going to show some really great returns. So again, reminder guys that I probably won't be having updates on this video on this account and after the first week of June. I'm going to try to give you guys an update by the first week of June, and then I'm not going to be back until the middle of July to give you another update. So there you have it.